Hey everybody out there, it's Pastor John with your midweek reflection, and boy oh boy, we're really getting into some of the sticky stuff in 1 Peter. Last week we looked at submission to governing authorities. This week it's even more personal, maybe. We're looking at what is traditionally called household codes. This is in 1 Peter 2:18 through 3:7. This has to do with relationships between slaves and masters, wives and husbands, husbands and wives. And there's some tough stuff for our 21st century American ears to hear in these texts. So I want to encourage you in a couple ways as we prepare for Sunday. First, you can prepare for Sunday and help me to prepare for Sunday by looking over these texts and telling me what are the things that really bother you, what are the things that really confuse you, what are the things that are frustrating to you to the extent that if you don't have these questions answered or have these objections answered, you're not going to be able to listen to what Peter is actually saying. Because I don't want to spend the whole time, and I could, talking about all of the things that Peter doesn't mean in this passage. I don't want to spend the whole time correcting assumptions that we come to with our 21st century minds that really weren't in Peter's mind at all. But there might be some things that need to be addressed, and I encourage you on Facebook, through email, call me, whatever. Let me know what are the things that I need to address before we're ready to even hear the real heart of what Peter's saying. Second, thinking about the difference between revolution and reformation. And we just celebrated Independence Day. As Americans, we have this revolutionary mindset. And the question is, what are you willing to do to protect your rights versus what are you willing to do to bring the gospel into people's lives in meaningful ways where lives are transformed? Because there are times where these two goals come into conflict. We have this revolutionary mindset as Americans, I think, that says if my rights are not being given to me, I need to fight for them. And that revolution sometimes destroys relationship. We're going to overpower, we're going to legislate, we're going to coerce in some way and to ensure that we get our rights. Whereas perhaps as Christians, maybe we are called more to persuade, to have dialogue, to bring reformation to our society rather than just revolt against one class or one group of people who are oppressing us. Perhaps that reformation through relationship is the way to go. And so, words like submission, which comes up in our passage a couple of times, is tough for us to hear in our revolutionary mindset. It doesn't really have a place. But what if our ultimate calling isn't to revolt, isn't to get our rights, but is to persuade and to live in radical ways that convince other people, not coerce other people into doing what is right, into doing what is just. So there's a whole lot more to that conversation. But these are some of the ways that you can be preparing for Sunday. As always, I look forward to worshiping with you and living the gospel life together with you. And until then, may God bless you.